Hey, Kingdom Hearts fans. My name is Unlike Mike, but if you'd like, you can just call me Mike. And we're ranking Kingdom Hearts characters, specifically just Kingdom Hearts original characters, and no one else, just because there's a lot of characters in this series. So that would be kind of much longer video than I'd want it to be. I think if I were to add the all the Final Fantasy and Disney characters, but I'll give my brief like where I believe they fall, maybe towards the end of the video. But starting off, we have Terra. I think Terra's okay. I don't think there's not really anything I hate about his character. I know a lot of people think that he's an idiot and don't like his character. I agree that he's probably the weakest character wise when it comes to our Wayfinder trio, but I don't hate him or whatever. Like he's pretty good. I like him. And Ericus I would put in the B tier, but because of Dark Roads, I feel like it really helped his character out a lot. So I like where his character went. I like where his character ended. Everything at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, that was amazing. That brought a tear to my eye. So yeah, A tier character for sure. And let's see, we got Vanitas, right? First S tier character in my opinion. I actually really like Vanitas's character and where it's heading, and his character's been like relevant through so many games now. And yeah, Haley Joel Osment's performance as Vanitas, I think is really freaking good. I was actually very shocked. Yeah, I love everything about this character. All right, now I have one special tier. It's called the best of the best. This is for one person and one person only. It's who I think sits above everyone as the best character in the game, and that is Zigbar, aka Lushu, aka Bragi, aka Braig. um, when Zigbar first appeared in Kingdom Hearts 2, he was instantly my favorite organization member. He just had so much personality and charisma. And in 358 over 2 days, I played him probably the most. And then when the whole reveal happened in at the end of 3, and that just blew my mind. I was so excited that like my one of my favorite characters was is probably the most relevant character in the whole series. And I just love where he stands, like, and it's there's so much like mystery and allure to this guy, and like I just don't know, like, is he gonna be our villain? Is he on our side? Like, who? Because Luke Shu in Union Cross feels like he should be leaned more towards a good guy, but then like you just think of all the things that Braig has done, and him as Zigbar, and I don't know. This is the most appealing character to me in this series, and definitely deserves the spot of simply the best. What do you? I'm curious what people think about that opinion. We'll do these two goobers next. Zoldan and Lexius, D tier characters. They're okay. Nothing wrong with them. I don't mind if they just. I don't think they have to be anything more. This is not that D tier because I like hate them or anything like that, or I think they're bad characters. I think their characters are fine for what they are and what they provide to the story. I don't think they don't need to add more. They can if they want to. Maybe it like helps prop them up, but I actually kind of just like them as side small characters. Like that's fine by me. Like silent characters. Maybe we see just little glimpses of them in future games or whatever when we go to Radiant Garden. They're help protecting castle or whatever it might be. I don't think they don't have to do much with these guys in my opinion. I don't know. And Vexen, aka Evan. I sort of want to put Vexen in low B tier, but I'll put him C tier. He's okay. I actually really like his character, both as Vexen and as Evan. I like that he gets like a bit of shine. The way that Axel obliterates him is absolutely hilarious. uh, in Chain of Memories. Freaking love that, but not a lot going on with this character. But I actually have no complaints about him. By the way, most of these characters, even if they end up in like D, C tier or whatever, I probably still like them. I'm just don't think there's probably much going on with their characters, so they just get a lower ranking. There's probably one character I dislike in the series, and that's about it. Um, Zexion. Zexion's another D tier character where he's okay. Not a lot going with him. He's got more of a role in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is fine. I like him in that slot. I don't think we need to do much more with him as far as like giving him more lore. I like him as like head scientist or whatever, helping out the guardians and all that's fine. Not much needs to happen more of him. Syax, or aka Isa. I think Syax is A tier character. Nope, I changed my mind. High B tier character. He feels like more of our main antagonist in two than actual Zemnis does, but and which is a plus for him. I like his role with Axel. I like that they everything in Birth by Sleep with him. This story that he's got going on with Subject X, I think that creates a lot of allure with him. He might even be our person that bears the sigil since he has like the X across his face, and I hope we get a backstory on that. This lot of potential with Isa. I love his outfit at the end of 3-2. It's so good. I think he's definitely got a lot of potential to move up and become more of an S tier character as we get more Subject X story. Axel, easy S tier character. He could have, Axel honestly could have, his character could have ended with Kingdom Hearts 2 the way it did, and I would still probably put him in the S tier. Uh, just even if you like everything with 358, 2, and Chain of Memories, this guy was gold every time he's on the screen. And dying in 2, it broke my heart. Even though, dealing with even all the shenanigans he put us through in Chain of Memories, even before we got 358 over 2 days, him dying in 2 was still sad. 358 over 2 days comes out, and his character just gets even better and even more sad replaying the game. And when he comes back and in Dream Drop Distance, super ecstatic. I do not mind that he was brought back from the dead, essentially, because his character is definitely a highlight every time he's on screen. But I do think better than Vanitas for sure. Sora, second best character in the game. I don't know what else I could say about Sora. It's just, that's our boy right there. I like everything that Sora is. He's very inspirational. And yeah, I know a lot of people are ready to move on from Sora. I am I am not. It'll break my heart. Although I do feel like Sora could have a conclusion, maybe in two more mainline games or maybe one more mainline game. But he doesn't feel done yet. Demix. You're sitting somewhere with Vexen. His character is definitely interesting. Doesn't have a lot right now, but his character is definitely interesting. Can't wait to see what his role in the overarching story is. As to me, I kind of like the theory that he might potentially be Luke Shu, like the real Luke, like maybe Luke Shu isn't Luke Shu, and that could there's like a whole theory I had seen that Luke Shu, or the guy claiming to be Luke Shu, is actually Brain, and I could see the similarities. And Demix is the real Luke Shu, or it could be reversed. Like this could be Brain, that could be Luke. I like that theory a lot. I wouldn't mind. Can't wait to see what happens, what they end up doing with him. Luke Sword, a little bit below Vexen. Luke Sword's another one sitting in the same spot that Demix is. A lot of mystery behind him, so there's a lot to look forward to. So I'm assuming by the next game, all three of these characters will probably be at least bumped up to like a B tier once we get what their story actually is. But Luke Sword, a lot of mystery. I like these parallels to Final Fantasy Versus 13. I think it's brilliant. Who's the who's the cook in Final Fantasy 15? I can't remember. Now I can't remember the cook. Like you got Demix X's like Prompto, and then it's the dude, the new recipe. I forgot his name, but that guy reminds me a lot of him. Marluxa, Marluxia, or Lorium, however you want it. S tier. Mar- uh, he was my favorite organization member when Chain of Memories came out. I loved him as a villain. Probably would have been more towards A tier, if maybe low A tier, if his character was just left with only that. But everything with Lorium, I was so surprised, and I was always at the edge of my seat when playing Union Cross and just waiting to get the story behind this guy and his sister. Uh, I like the theory that in his final boss fight in Chain of Memories, when he has like when he's on like that whatever it is, and he's got like the woman behind him or whatever with the scythes, that's like resembles his sister, or maybe even a part of his sister. I like that theory a lot. Like the direction that this character is going. His conclusion in 3 was sweet. And it's crazy that Sora, that they immediately showed for Kingdom Hearts 4 that Starlicia is going to be, I don't know, with us from the start. I think that's freaking mind blowing. And I can't wait. I love Starlicia's Starlicia's character. Larkscene, another S tier. Love her attitude. I just love that she's just like a bitch for whatever reason, uh, and I like her as Elrena, and like kind of polar Elrena and Larxene are kind of almost polar opposites to each other. She kind of reminds me of like Shoka from Neo Worlds Ends with You, as far as like personality wise. And yeah, I hope that she still is a bitch going forward, even if she remembers herself as like Elrena. But yeah, no, for me, I love the way that they handled her character even before we knew her as Elrena. And some Seeker of Darkness. Love him as a final villain, for one. Probably one of my favorite Nomura designs, too. Maybe, I don't know. A lot of my favorite Nomura designs, right? It's like, yeah, Ansem Seeker of Darkness. Um, whom else am I thinking like that fits this bill? Minamimoto from The World Ends with You. He's got like this odd talent for making like really good looking brown dudes, and that makes me excited, being like tan and shit. But like I hope he does like more of that, because like even like in Dark Road, like Vidar looks great too, and him as a villain, I like the way his story concluded in 3. I thought it was really sweet. Probably my my favorite character that went down, like their little dialogue, like as they go down. Definitely my favorite when he's telling them to there's more to seek and whatever. My only wish is that that he didn't leave us. He left us too soon. I would have liked to see him be in the front again for another game. I just like this character so much, and I feel like we could have done a little bit more with him, but still an S tier character, still an amazing villain. I'm actually gonna pop him up. Do I like him more than Axel? Oh man, I think I do. That's tough. I think I do like him more than Axel. Definitely more than these two, and Vanitas. Actually, Vanitas is sitting at the bottom. Marluxia and Larxene ahead of Vanitas. Yeah, I feel fine with this right now, sitting at the third spot for now. I don't think he'll stay on the third spot, but I like him there. Zemnis. I think I'll lose a lot of people on this one. High A tier, maybe low B tier. My problem is I don't think I like him more than Vanitas. He was great. Like he was good in Kingdom Hearts 2, but I don't really know. Like I don't know what like I love his final battle, his voice obviously freaking stupidly sexy voice. The little lightsabers, it was like a cute thing. But there's something missing. Like I'm missing something when it comes to Zemnis. I'm not really sure what it is, but I feel like I'm missing something when it comes to this character. Even though he has more of a presence in his game than the Seeker of Darkness Ansem, I feel I get more from the Seeker of Darkness than I do Zemnis. I don't know if that makes sense entirely, but just this character was just so much more interesting than this character. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Young Xehanort. Hmm. I don't know how to classify this one. Is this one I'm thinking is this like including from Dark Road or just Kingdom Hearts 3 and like Dream Drop Distance and whatever. I'll stick him I'll stick him here for now. This will probably be have to be somebody I'll come back to because I'm thinking if I'm including like young Xehanort with the scenes that he has with the Master of Masters and Dark Road, then he probably sits quite a bit higher, like maybe even top of A tier. But I don't know. That one I'll have to come back to. Xehanort, old guy Xehanort, S tier character. Not maybe not more than Axel. I don't know. I like the big bad. I thoroughly enjoyed his role that he played throughout Birth by Sleep, and like how he split with this guy, with Terra. This guy, it's only Terra. Uh, he's always interesting. So it's kind of weird to kind of think about this Kingdom. Yo, the freaking Kingdom Hearts universe is so weird because it feels like if I'm thinking about this guy, I also have to think about his other iterations or whatever, which should prop him up because at the end of the day, it was all his plan and everything. But I think I'm fine sitting him here. I think I liked Seeker of Darkness a bit more, just not by much though than Xehanort, than old guy Xehanort. I think what really props him up is just all the history he has and the way he concluded it at the end of 3. I thought was beautiful. Him passing and bequeathing Sora the Keyblade at the end, I thought was such a beautiful moment. So he S tier, yeah, sticking with it. Ansem the Wise, D tier character. This one's a little bit of a shame because I'm really torn with this character because when he first appeared as Diz, I was immediately hooked into like, oh, who is this guy? Like I just need to know who he is. And he was so alluring as Diz, and then when he was revealed as Ansem, the real Ansem, I was kind of thrown off a bit. Mm, he because he's kind of a creep too. Like if you read the Ansem reports, like this dude's just a creep and has like a lot to make up for. A lot of apologies to dish out. I'm torn on him being back because I liked that his character was, especially because he's got um such a bad past. I like that he was dead. Now that he's back, I like that he can give us more information as far as like pulling forward the story that has to deal with Isa and Lee, and Subject X. So I like that direction, but I also don't like that he's back because this guy was not a good person. I don't know. So there's a little bit of repairing this character needs to do, but ultimately I think he should end up dead in the series for his character to be truly fulfilled, or just help. Maybe he just stays in the realm of darkness and just like to atone for he's just helps people in the realm of darkness. All right, we'll do Hainer Pence Olet because they're next because they're pretty much sit uh, more or less this around the same spot in this order. I like that Pence has the Dog Street shirt. I like this. It's such a good reference. Um, Olet's Olet's a good character. I like her character. I don't know. It's not much really to say about this trio right here. They kind of fall where these two fall in my opinion. Where if they want to do more with the characters, it's fine. But I also like the role where they sit as like just these side characters that we see sometimes when we visit these those lands or whatever. If they became Keyblade wielders, probably wouldn't be too mad. They also don't need to be. Depends on the direction that they're trying to go. Are they trying to bring back as Keyblades as uh, plentiful as it was in Union Cross? Then yeah, these guys can definitely get Keyblades. Riku is our next character. Yeah, Riku's a really good character. Probably one of the probably he might be the best written character. Everything that he goes through, he was a well written rival in one. Uh, I love that he kicked my ass in everything in the beginning, whether it was fighting or racing. So it's very satisfying to finally beat him at the end of one. His redemption arc was really really good, and I like that it took its time too. Like it took a long time for him to get that full redemption arc. Like to me it wasn't fully complete until Dream Drop Distance, where he became a master and Sora didn't, and it makes total sense how Riku would end up becoming a master over Sora, in my opinion. And I think proof of that is when at towards the end of three, when everybody's getting swept away from the darkness, and Sora more or less gives up, and then Riku takes that deep breath in, and then still faces the darkness and gives Sora that little pep talk. That's like when I think of Keyblade Master, like that's what I'm thinking of is like that character that characteristic, that stoicism. Like he's just a shining example of what a true Keyblade master is. And it is that reason that I think Riku, if they want to start killing characters off, Riku has to be the one to die next. If they're gonna start getting rid of characters, because there's just not really anywhere for this character to go anymore. In my like, that's how I feel like he's a Keyblade master. He overcame the darkness. And Ansem, he helped Riku replica. There's he just did it all. There's not really anything. It'll be hard, in my opinion, to write conflict for this character, because any conflict that you write for this character, it'll just feel like you're nerfing him, or we're taking away, you know, we're taking away characteristics that he achieved through all of his past traumas and whatever. So I guess you could write conflict for this character, right? Because we did it for Aqua with like basically showing PTSD with Aqua, but just he just feels the most complete out of every character on this screen. So I think it might be your time to die. Master of Masters. S tier, low S tier though, because there's I don't have much yet to go off of. But every time he's on the screen, you have you have to pay attention. He's so alluring. He's so charismatic. He definitely deserves S tier right now, and it's with the minimum amount of screen time he has. He's S tier. Just didn't didn't expect this character. Came out of nowhere. I can't wait to see where we go with him. Our foretellers are next. Jeez. All right. Era. D tier character. Doesn't do anything. Ava. Top of the C tier character. At least Ava's character has got a lot. Um, with like as far as like the dandelions and story, she definitely has the most out of all the foretellers. But she's just need all the foretellers need more. I mean, obviously we're gonna get that, so these characters should get propped up with future games. But she just needs all these guys need more story. So just quickly, Gula, Envy. No, Ira. It's crazy that Ira's the leader, and I think he's just like the weakest right now. Not weak as in like strength or anything like that. Just like weak characterization. Not just haven't seen like anything out of this dude. Maybe he's a villain. Maybe he's good. I don't know. And I said I'm actually gonna pull right next to Ava. I know this guy gets Ased gets a lot of flack because he just seems like the troublemaker and he seems stupid or whatever, and they kind of make him out to be a goober when you watch it the first time, when you watch back cover the first time. But I've watched back cover a couple of times now, and the more I watch it and the more I rewatch the scenes from Union Cross, I'm actually starting to like Gula a bit more. He has more character than the rest of them do, maybe minus Ava. But what I like about his character is he's definitely he's the only one who stands by business for first off, and he's actually trying to do something. Like he's trying to do what he thinks is right, while you got these three characters not doing anything, just snitching on each other and whatever. And even Ava isn't really doing much aside from her role. She's doing her role, but I definitely think they should have listened to I said more, because no, these three ain't doing much. They definitely Need more. Ephemer. If we could pull this guy up. Let's see. Is he A or is he B? He's a B tier character. We're not there with we're not at A tier with him yet, and I don't think his character is done, obviously. So for sure, there's more to come out of Ephemer, but I love his character so far. I like his design. Uh, Freaked out during Kingdom Hearts when he appeared and said "need a hand." Oh my gosh! And then the Union Cross reaction command. I've that's probably like aside from his reveal and the Yozora being real, my reaction, I those two I freaked out for. This one maybe slightly like my biggest freak out was this reveal, and then the Yozora reveal at the end, and then third biggest reaction was Union Cross in Kingdom Hearts 3. And in general, I think the moments I popped for the most were all in Kingdom Hearts 3. The game is on. Y'all hating on 3. 3 was freaking amazing. I'll say it, and I said it in my last tier list video where I tiered the games, and I'll say it again now. 3 was better than 2. That's that's a hard pill y'all need to swallow. Scald. Scald is B tier. Her character was good in Union Cross. Again, just need a bit more, and definitely think all our Union Cross people we're gonna get more of. So actually, I'll just burn through these Union Cross people real quick. Brain. Out of all the Union Cross people, this is who I'm excited for the most. His character is the most interesting. I'm most interested to see how the hell did he get to the point of missing Link. That's what I'm most interested in with his character right now. Even with like Luke and his relation with Luke Su, like did Luke Su actually take over Brain, or is Brain the new owner of the box and no name? That's very curious. I actually have a theory on my YouTube channel you can go check out. It's basically that I think the Mysterious Tower is from Daybreak Town. I think Mysterious Tower is the only piece left of Daybreak Town. That's kind of like how I think that Luxu and Brain survived, since they didn't have pods. So you can head to my channel. I'm just going to plug my channel. Go click my name, go down to my Kingdom Hearts tab, and it's the video with Yensid's face on it. Starlitzia. Most interested in her character, especially seeing her in the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4. I loved her character in Union Cross. It was very sad that that she never got to explain to the player how they felt. Is a very sad ending for her character, but it was really good. Chirithy. I like the role of Chirithy. Can't wait to see more of it. Who should I do next? Let me do these Dark Road characters. It's so weird because he's essentially Luke Su. So I was gonna put him maybe like somewhere in the B tier, as if I'm thinking of him just as Broggy, but he's not just Broggy. We learned that in the game. It was a cool way to reveal it too. I liked his interaction with not Vor, Balder. I'm also noticing Balder's not in this. Balder would be low A tier if I were to. Okay, let me just judge this based off of just I'll judge this based off just Dark Road then, because I was just thinking about it. I was like, all right, if Balder was here, he would be high A tier because Balder's character was awesome. Like just him being revealed as a villain was good. I like that he was like our Xehanort's ideas essentially, and I liked at the end how he was just mass murdering people. It was so I did not expect that. So that was I hope that game gets remade like that. I just want to see him just freaking murk everybody. That was good. Yeah, I like sticking him here if I'm basing it off of just his performance, I guess. In Dark Road, this character, oof. Damn, really? Am I ranking you that low? Hermod, I had to think of the name. Hermod, I expected more out of. Yeah, I definitely expected more out of Hermod because to me, when we first start to play the game, he looked like he was gonna be set up to be kind of like the leader of his classmates, but he actually didn't have all that much dialogue. Yeah, you guys are all C tier characters. Even though Vor gets more, I didn't care as much for her character, even though she did get more screen time. I kind of hope these guys come back because I really want to like these. They're great designs. I really want to like them, but not too much going on with them. As far as the upperclassmen are not on here either, but I would also probably stick majority of the majority of the upperclassmen would go fall into D tier, probably between Ansem the Wise and Era, solely because they don't really have that much. We don't get much out of most of them. I think aside from Hodor would probably make it to like C tier right about here. Her character was good for as little as we got. And then Heimdall, I would also put Heimdall somewhere around here as well. Because I like their speech at the end of the game when they're giving their pep talk, and they say like something along the lines of like go and broaden your horizons or whatever, which is like a little callback to our questions in the first game, and I thought that was really cool. It was like, it actually gave me a little bit of goosebumps, I'm not gonna lie. So that would be probably the only. Oh, and Vidar would make it up here too. Vidar would probably sit here though, between Ased and Demix, just because they had the most character and dialogue and story in that game. Now, the one character that I just don't like is Odin. I hate Odin's design. His character didn't really do anything. All we did was we just saw that he had both Master Defender and No Name, and eventually, obviously, passes them down to Ericus and Xehanort. But like, they didn't really give us like he gives us absolutely nothing. Uh, hasn't really, in my opinion, hasn't really offered anything towards the story, and just shit design so far. I don't know. This character could They could do absolutely nothing with this character, and I'd be fine with that. If they just want to shove him into the role of, oh yeah, this was their teacher, mentor, and master back in the day, and we didn't get anything else to add to his character, I'd be okay with that. Like I said, it's just his design, and maybe I need to see. Maybe I need to see him in 3D to get the full scope of his like what his design is going for. He's just so generic looking in a game where like you got Bragi, Heimdall, Vidar, Hodor, every all the other characters look fantastic. All the other characters have like a lot of design to them, and he's just giving me nothing, like except Gandalf, and his name is Odin too. Like, uh, with a name like that, I expect more. So The only character I am disappointed by is in the whole series is Master Odin. Fucking weird character. This one, I expect a lot of people to disagree with me on this. And do I like Kyrie more than Riku? I don't know. It's close between these two. A lot of people hate on Kyrie. A lot of people think that, and not. I don't think it's that they hate Kyrie. I think that they hate the way that Kyrie is treated. Because she hasn't had her moment, and they show her kind of as weak. And I don't know. My thoughts on Kyrie, like I said in my other tier list video, I think are very different from the masses. But that would take a whole probably 30-minute video to explain my thoughts on Kyrie and why she is a good character. And basically, my thoughts are just I think she's the bravest and most pure of heart out of any character that we've seen so far. She has still like a ton of mystery behind whom she is. So I can't wait till we get all that reveal. Because like even when it comes to like Naminé, like why does Naminé have like these crazy abilities to screw with memory and to call forth lingering will? Like there's a lot of mystery behind her character. I think her character is going to be very, very powerful soon in a mage esque way. Uh, as far as the notion that like they're treating her poorly, as far as like showing her as like weak, my thoughts on the matter is no, I don't think that she should have beat Xehanort at the end of Melody of Memories. It's kind of like two thoughts behind it that I have is one, I she's just the weakest of all the Guardians of Light. In general, she's probably just she's the newest fighter out of like everybody here. So I fully expect her. She's our newest like Keyblade warrior. So I don't even expect her to beat freaking Dylan. Like, I would fully expect Dylan to be able to beat her. Maybe not now that she's been practiced. She wouldn't beat him. I mean, she would beat him, but at least around that time, I think it would have been more character assassination if she did beat Xehanort. Um, would be BS and a character assassination to Xehanort, who was our main villain for this entire saga. And my other opinion on the way, at least when I played Melody of Memories, was this is all subconscious, right? Like she's dreaming. So essentially, I know that there's a part of like whatever, there's a part of Xehanort that still lingers inside of Kyrie or whatever it might be. The way I maybe just interpret it wrong is that like that Xehanort essentially represents her fear and like her inner demons inside her head, and fighting your inner demons and like your fears is a very, very tough battle. So like one, I didn't see this as like she was actually fighting Xehanort. I saw it as her fighting her demons. And that's like one of the hardest battles a person can have, and usually you need outside help when it comes to facing your inner demons. So I think it was more poetic than just, oh, she's fighting Xehanort. I think there was like a lot more poetry behind her fight, and I thought she actually did pretty good in the fight too. Plus, we needed a way to learn where Sora was. That was a good way to do it, in my opinion. And I wouldn't want to see her get her shining moment in a rhythm game. Why would it, like, I feel like that would have been such a bad. I want to see it happen in a main game, and I think it will happen. I think it will happen like sooner than we think. Like I said, once we discover the more mysteries behind her past. I think we will see her get her shining moment. And it needs to either happen in her own game. Melody Memories was not her own game, it was a rhythm game where she featured at the end in a long cutscene. And it, yeah, just needs to happen in a main game. I wouldn't have liked it in Melody in a side game that's a rhythm game. That would have been ridiculous. But like I said, there's just more. I can feel like there's just more to add on to like how I feel like people have her character incorrect. But like I said, that's a whole different video. Roxas. Roxas. Top of the A tier. No. Yeah, Roxas top of the A tier. I do not think that he is an S tier character yet. I know people vibe with this character a lot. This is probably most people's favorite character. Um, I just need to see more. Just not, and not even much, but I just need to see a bit more from his character, which we will. Obviously, he's back, so I'm glad he's back because uh, as lovely as the ending to Kingdom Hearts 2 was, it felt unfair from the perspective of when you thought of Roxas and Naminé. Like, sure, they got to somewhat, reunite with each other, but they didn't get to actually, they didn't get to live. Like, that was super unfair. Uh, so I'm glad he's back. But I just need to see where his character is going to go because I just need more. I feel like there's not actually a lot with his character just yet outside of, oh, I was a zombie, now I'm growing emotions, and then you took away, my friends are taken away from me. Granted, that was like sad as shit. I cried obviously at the end of 358, but I don't know, I just need just a little bit more. He's almost S tier for me. Like I said, this is just my opinion. Let me know if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments. I do not care. Nominee. I love Nominee's character. I think Nominee is my third favorite character. I think that's fair. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have a hard time explaining this one. Her character is just so sweet. I love her. I don't know, she's very stoic. Her character's so sad in Chain of Memories, and I love her. She showed the most out of all the nobodies. She showed the most heart, like right away. Her abilities are interesting, like bringing lingering will to is essentially what made us win at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. She was kind of the deciding factor, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken. And I also have a little theory that, you know how Ericus comes out of how he comes out of Terra at the end of 3, and I was trying to figure out where was his heart this entire time when Terra was the guardian that was on the back of Ansem, the Heartless on the back of Ansem. And I have a theory that Lingering Will's or the Ericus's heart was inside of Lingering Will. Because Lingering Will is dumb strong and has like these crazy like Keyblade transformation abilities when Terra doesn't showcase that. And for I've asked this, I believe, in a Kingdom Hearts Discord before. Like, why the hell is Lingering Will so much strong? It seems like they built Lingering Will so much stronger than Terra. And to me, it makes sense that I still believe that's Terra's lingering. That it's Terra's will that's inside the armor, but I think that it might also be Ericus inside there. and then once lingering will is destroyed, it you know remerges probably with Terra at that point, or maybe it just stays inside the armor. Who knows? I don't know. Just a little side theory that I had. I don't know what you guys think about that, but yeah, no, I just like her character. I love that she's back. If I could have picked one character to return, like right, if all the characters in three that returned, like if we had to say, all right, we're taking it all back, we can only keep one, it would be Nominee. Good character. Shion, her character's fantastic too. A tier character. Just need more from her. That's it. Okay, that one's more simple for me. Just need more, and I can't wait to see what we get out of her. Let's go with Ven next. Or yeah, Vanitas. A tier. He has the most like story going forward currently right now. I'm just not at the point of seeing him as a S tier character yet, right? So like, what role does he fit with us in this series? And I'm not sure if we have that yet, because obviously there's still a lot of mystery behind his character. Uh, if I were to just judge it off of if it was just BBS at the time, I'd still probably stick him in A tier, maybe a little bit lower on the A tier. But everything in Union Cross, I think, helped his character out a lot. And I think his character is also propped up a lot by Vanitas. Let's do Aqua next. Aqua, definitely in my top 5 favorite characters. Oh, I want to swap these two. Love Aqua's character, definitely the highlight of our Wayfinder trio. She's who are Keyblade Masters right now? It's Riku, Aqua, and I can't remember if Mickey is technically a master. I believe Mickey is a master, so we got our 3 masters currently right now. Where her character's at right now, absolutely loved it. When she saw the wave of Heartless, and she was the first one to step up. Like, she was going to do something, and I was hyped about it. And to showcase the PTSD that of like seeing herself, her dark self come at her, I thought was absolutely beautiful. And that is a very, very good story for her to be in, to go forward. Like, especially being a master, you would expect her to, I guess, be stronger or more resilient, but she did go through a lot. 10 years in hell essentially. And I don't know, just this such a unique story, like for Kingdom Hearts, like a whole PTSD storyline for her, and I think that's just absolutely wonderful. Can't wait to see where that ends up. I do feel like though, when she ultimately ends up overcoming it, or maybe she doesn't, I don't know, who knows. But I'm guessing, she's gonna overcome it eventually. There might not be much room for her character after that to grow, because like I really do see it as, once you become a Keyblade Master, it's because you've learned, just, I don't know, because you've learned either like the balance between light and darkness. There's, your heart's just like close, I don't know, close to perfect, I guess. So there's not a lot of room for you to grow. That's why I'm happy Sora is not a Keyblade Master, because I feel like when he ultimately does become a Keyblade Master, his story is kind of complete, and I can't really imagine much conflict, that the inner conflict the character will have to go through. It's kind of like Ash Ketchum becoming a Pokemon Master. Like, he never, the only way to keep, I don't know, he just never became a Pokemon Master. I mean, he is now, but look what his character's done. He became a Pokemon Master finally. He beat a league, and now he's gone, rightfully so. Yozora. I like this character a lot. Do I like him enough to put him bottom A tier? Maybe he exists high B tier, high A tier, or low A tier. Very interesting. Love that Dylan Sprouse does an amazing job with his voice. Blew my mind. Was huge mind shenanigans when he came out at the end of 3. Crazy boss. This character's just so interesting. There's so many layers to this character currently right now. With such little dialogue and little known, this character is got unbelievable amount of layers on it with everything that deals with like versus 13, Noxus, to even imply that like, yo, this isn't even my name and this isn't even how I look. So such an interesting character. I have no idea where. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see what the hell that's all about. All right, this one might be kind of surprising too. I think bottom S. Yeah, lowest on the S tier seems fine, but S tier nonetheless. Riku replica. I liked him a lot in Chain of Memories. I thought this was like a great. I thought he was a great antagonist, showing like false memories too of like Naminé and his inner quarrel with like being fake Riku and whatnot, and having fake memories. It was all really sad. And if you dissect it, Repla Riku was more nobody than every other nobody. At least all the other nobodies got used to have hearts, used to have memories, can grow hearts, as we've learned, through just like, you know, just creating their own memories. So he was just more nobody than everybody else. And the way his conclusion was in 3, I cried. I cried so hard. I thought that was such a beautiful moment for him, and that he was always with Riku, and he got to save fake memories and all. He got to do the one thing he wanted to do, and that was just save Naminé. And that I thought his character is perfect beginning to end. I wouldn't change a thing. Don't think he should ever come back to the series. Leave him as is. He has his perfect ending. And definitely one of my favorite moments in Kingdom Hearts 3. I hope Riku Replica gets more praise than he does hate, because that was so beautiful at the end. And that's kind of it for our Kingdom Hearts characters. I think I explained. Yeah, I explained earlier where I thought the upperclassmen should go. What are some other people that are kind of relevant? Okay, the Final Fantasy characters. They essentially sit between B and C tier. They're fine. Do I think they should be a part of the series still? Absolutely. I think that's a part of Kingdom Hearts DNA. Does it need Final Fantasy? No, not at all. But it's a part of its DNA, and it's nice to see these cameos from these characters. I would like to see other Final Fantasy characters. I want to see Lightning. I want to see Noctis, if at all possible. We'll see about that. So that's what makes this character so interesting. What if we get a Noctis cameo and him in the same game? It'd be nuts. I know Laguna was supposed to make it into Birth by Sleep, but they ended up taking him out. So seeing Zack was cool, right? Like they don't have to play major roles or anything like that. Like Zack's role was fine. I even like that. Like even if you just want to keep him in, what's it called, the underworld, like just references from the underworld, like that's fine, dude. I like that. I think it's a good spot for them. We don't have to fit them snug into the story at all. Maybe we should like finish Cloud's story with Sephiroth, or at least bring Sephiroth back as secret boss. But aside from that, they don't need to fit anywhere into the narrative of things. Just nice little cameos from Final Fantasy games. You know, Titus didn't even have uh, a big role. Let's see, Mickey. Wait, did I talk about him earlier? Mickey, I'm not a Mickey hater. He's S tier, A tier, something like that. Either lower on the S tier, higher on the A tier. Donald and Goofy would be high on the S tier, both of them sitting in between Kyrie and Nominate, and they can flip flop positions. Jiminy Cricket, high B tier. I like his character. I think he's low key super important, and his character's fine. I kind of thought that he was with Sora when Sora disappeared. I was like, oh shit, what about Mickey? But no, they showed him that he's not. Chippendale, C tier characters are okay. Pluto, A tier character. I don't. Did I talk about him already? I don't think I did. I think I'm losing my mind. But Pluto, A tier character, basically acts as a familiar to the party, and I like that. Yensid, B tier character. He's okay. Merlin, also probably low B tier, high C tier. Fairy Godmother, somewhere in between there too. I like that she's getting more story. And I think that kind of wraps it up for all of them. Let me just double check this list to make sure I like where everybody sits. Yeah, Sword definitely number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6. That all feels good. I think I like Axel's character a bit more than you. Y'all seem fine. Then I like more than Roxas. Roxas just needs a little bit more. Same with Shion. I like Zemnis more than you guys. Ericus more than you guys. That seems good. Brain definitely sits at the top. If I'm judging you based off of just the game you appeared in, probably more like that. You at the end of B tier. Pretty sure nothing's going to change here. There's not much to say about, you know, the relevance of when it comes down to C tier and below is kind of super low. But yeah, this is, I'm not even going to showcase you. You're dog water. But this is the tier list in my opinion. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Specifically, I want to know, like, what are your top 5 characters, right? Or like, what character do you think is an S tier character that most people probably wouldn't classify an S tier? Like for me, it's Riku Replica. I think is like the biggest, probably like my biggest um like really moment for being in the S tier. And that's really what I want to know most. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to see more Kingdom Hearts related content and tier lists, just put it in the comments and hopefully I get around to it. I should get around to it because I just need more ideas for tier lists. Like, so let me know whatever tier list you want to see next. One that I do plan on doing that's gonna just take me a little bit of time, can't do it just yet, is I want to rank Nomura designs, which basically just means whatever character he has worked on, and we're just judging the characters just on their design alone, not their personality. So that would include anybody that he's worked on in Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Parasite Eve, The World Ends With You, whatever I find that he has worked on, and we'll go through a tier list like that. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.